following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
In episode 182, the guys discuss Week 13 in the NFL and discuss some midseason awards, talk James Harden championship window in the NBA, and answer a listener question. And as always, they wrap things up with some trivia. On to the show. Let's get it. Yeah, that's what it is. I guess we gotta do it then. You alright? Check. Pool. Money. West Coast. Let's get it. Strap in, let's take a ride. Oh yeah, it's about that time, right? Been waiting all week to get to this. It's finally time to defy life. Let's chop it up. Keep it trail, no other way. That's what we do. We might disagree, but it's all love. Guarantee we gon' speak the truth. Yeah, this hit different. My guys with me now. Who's with us? Stick around for a few minutes. It's contagious. You'll get it. You downloaded the realest. Don't feel us, but get out. You not rocking with Defy Life, then what's your life about? This ain't the Defy Life. On to the shy line. I'm gonna let this ride out though. This is the Defy Life. This is the Defy Life. Welcome back to the Defy Life Podcast. Powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. This episode is sponsored by Bud Bottles, home of the Bud Bottle and the Bud Freshener. Please visit budbottles.com for your odor eliminating needs. This is episode 182. Y'all come on in, wipe your feet, close the door behind you. I'm your host, J.R. Glenf, joined as always by my wonderful co-host, Alvin Glenf, Thomas Stevens. What's good with you, Al?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. Good to be here, cuz.
No doubt.
So, just another week, and I've always enjoyed this show, and looking forward to a good one. So, week's been good so far, and had a good weekend. Absolutely. Energized, took it real slow and simple. Didn't do much, so feeling good this week. Feeling good.
Bees like that sometimes. Good stuff. Mm-hmm. No doubt. Pooh, what's good?
Man, nothing much. Ready to get in here and get it going, man. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Good. Yeah, man.
Good, bro.
Yeah, man. Everything good this way. Again, I always look forward to this every week. So let's jump on into it, man. First off, as always, got to do a little house cleaning. So our patron of the week, couldn't wait to get to this one, is my very own, Lady Glenf. My wife is our patron of the week. So people, we are always thankful and grateful for our patrons. So and special shout out to you this week, babe. Thank you for your support. People always ask what's the best way to support the network. Go to patreon.com/GoDefyLife and become a patron. You can help support our growth, allow us to host events, and continue to work in our communities. For less than your favorite fast food combo, you can support Defy Life. You can also check us out on DefyLifePods.com. It's where all of our podcasts are held, as well as any of your favorite podcast platforms for free $99. You can check out our written content at the original, the OG, GoDefyLife.com. And you can check out our branded apparel at DefyLifeGear.com. Go get those new logo sweatshirts out there now, and hoodies, and they dope flying off the shelf. So check out DefyLifeGear.com. Al, did I cover everything?
My man, like a slice of potato pie after Thanksgiving dinner. Hit the spot, my brother. Hit the spot.
Man, I must have been good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. First off, before we get into this high school football player tackling the referee for kicking him out of the game, I just watched the weirdest mini episode of a show on Hulu. And I started watching it just because it was, I don't know if everybody out there watches Insecure, but I do. And Lawrence from Insecure has this one mini episode on Hulu. This show called Thirsty, and it's weird. It's basically he gets bitten by a mosquito, and the mosquito falls in love with him, and it's weird. It's a 12-minute long episode, little mini show, but it's just he gets bitten by the mosquito and just basically shows the mosquito's desire to be like have human tendencies. So it's weird, man. But it was I gotta say it was pretty good if you think about it from that perspective. So yeah.
And it's called Thirsty.
Thirsty, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. So on to what we were going to talk about. Pooh, you sent over a link earlier this week to me and Al, and I had just browsing the internet on my phone. I saw it earlier that day, so I definitely want to talk about it. So there was in a Texas high school football game, there was a player, a defensive end, who, let me get to his name really quick. Let me get to the article. He got thrown out of the game for getting 2 personal fouls, unsportsmanlike conducts, back-to-back in the game. Emmanuel Duran is his name. He was a star wrestler and all-state or all-county defensive lineman. And in a playoff play-in game, he gets kicked out of the game and walks over to the sidelines. The next thing you know, the ref is announcing the call, the flag, and his ejection. And he comes, first of all, you see, him storming off the sidelines. Then you see a coach, apparently, and trainers, like every people, teammates trying to catch him, like chasing him onto the field. And then he tackles, like bulldozes the official who ejected him. And the official was treated for a possible concussion and a separated shoulder initially. And then you see them talking to another gentleman who comes onto the field who turns out to be a police officer who escorts the player off the field, not in cuffs. Initially, their charges were not filed. Now, Emmanuel Duran, who is 17, has been arrested and charged with assault, and rightfully so. Pooh, what were your thoughts on this? You sent this over. What were your thoughts when you said we need to talk about this?
Initially, I was floored. I've never seen anything like that. You've seen guys get upset with the refs, and I mean, number one, though, I mean, you could tell maybe a face mask call or something like that, but a personal foul is blatant. Personal foul is blatant and unnecessary roughness. Personal foul, he got 2 excessive penalties, and I mean he should have been upset with himself, but I guess once the ref announced it, and then he announced that he was ejected, he lost it. You hear the crowd start to ooh and ah because they see him making a beeline to the ref. And the coaches was running and players was running, and of course they were a step too slow. I guess the kid wasn't all county and all region for nothing. But he nailed the ref. Well, the first thing I said when I saw this was of course there has to be filed, charges filed, and he has to be prosecuted. Some type of shape, form, or fashion, but it's something. It's something else. It's something deeply rooted. There for him to snap like that. Because I mean, each and every one of us or a situation. We're one situation from insanity. So it had to be something where he was teetering on the fence and that little nudge just triggered him to go. And I would love to know, what's going on with that, young man. I really would, because that's just not that. It just wasn't normal at all. We've seen countless calls and refs from Pee Wee League to the NFL, and we've never seen a guy. We've seen a guy toss a flag back at the ref, or maybe smack a hand down, but just blatantly with everything you have, just waterboy the ref. I don't think we've ever seen that.
Al, what were your thoughts?
I think, I agree. It's definitely something I had never seen on TV before. I mean, as a person involved in rec sports, I have seen people try to jump a ref and really try to fight him on the court, which was pretty crazy to me. I mean, because these was a player and adults who really stepped to this ref. And I guess it looked very egregious, but I guess my thoughts, and to be honest, was what is the standard then? Like, where are we? And again, this is unprecedented. So, but at what is the line that says if you do this on a football field where violence starts at the beginning of the whistle to the end of the whistle, and there's fights, at what point is it not sanctioned behavior to the point that we're going to prosecute? That was one thought. And then the other thought was, I hope this does not set a precedent in the sense of like that this is the beginning of more acts of violence on refs. And I think honestly, we live in a very stressed out time, and a time where authority is questioned by many, and I'm not going to say that anybody like that. A lot of people are advocating for someone to act violently to authority, but I just think there is a context that is created when we're not reminding people that's just not how you behave with authority, right? And there has to be somewhere in the middle that we all can meet where we can share values in terms of this is how you respond to authority, and that's not it. But yeah, I mean, it was just honestly very disappointed in general. But I mean, to be honest, I did kind of feel somewhat sad, for this dude. Like, just kind of like Pooh said, he snapped, and who knows where this might hurt him in the future. So, I mean, I definitely thought like that, damn, and it happens all the time. One bad act can, and what we tell people all the time, like, you got to be careful how you behave, because you never know, what act is going to be the act that is following you for the rest of your life, or at least maybe not for the rest of your life, but for foreseeable future. But it could be consequences. Like, you look at what happened with Allen Iverson back in the day, and not to compare that incident to this incident. I'm really more talking about just the severe punishment and penalty he had to encounter due to an instance of bad judgment. So it's just kind of, I thought about all of that as I was watching the video over and over and over.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man, because, of course it's shocking to see that anytime. We've all been in a position where we wanted to hit a ref. I know I wanted to tackle a ref plenty of times. I can think of specific times where it was blatant, or the refs were blatantly, you had to use the word, but cheating or bullying or whatever they were, using their position of authority, But there's been plenty of times we want to do it. And there's, Pooh, I don't know if you missed some stuff, but I've seen this happen quite frequently. Where guys, the last one I remember, and I remembered it initially because it was in Texas as well. It was 2015. And there was a guy by the name of Eric Fiello, who was a high school football player and didn't like a call that the ref made. And he actually, on like a long break off. I don't know, it was a kick return or a long pass play, but he peeled back and blindsided a referee, like a blindside.
I kind of remember something like that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he, was of course ejected from the game. The cop did not press charges, and this guy, Fiello, he went on to receive a scholarship from Sam Houston State, played there. After he graduated, he became a cop in the same town where he went to high school, where he should have been arrested for assault. So it happens. I just remembered that one initially because it was also in Texas. And I remember them doing this like redemption piece, and I remember reading it on him after he became a police officer, and it's basically a feel-good story about this kid who almost killed an official and now is a cop. Like, it was crazy. Calling his blatant attack on the ref a horrible mistake, like it was like he stepped on somebody's foot or something. But I always see guys, either taking out referees or bumping referees, or like I said, like multiple players going after. I've seen it a few times. So, which is why I don't feel bad for the dude, whatever happens to him, because it ain't like, you out of bounds when you do that. And you've overstepped whatever boundaries you have, because for one, it's another person, but two, it's a person of authority, and you just, we've all been there, where officials blow calls or they blatantly cheating. We've been there. Whether you're participating, whether you're a parent, whether you're a fan, you got to swallow it and learn how to deal with adversity and move on. And unfortunately for Mr. Duran, now he has a record, and he's probably going to lose scholarship offers, and he may not get another opportunity. And as we know, he's a brown kid, so he probably ain't gonna get the benefit of the doubt. So, hey, as a person of color, sometimes we gotta suck up even more, and he really crossed the line on this one.
And beyond not get the benefit of the doubt, in this day and age, as a brown kid, I can imagine there's some people who are sitting in the place of judgment to should we prosecute or not prosecute? How hard should we go? I'm sure there's some people who are in this space of, let's make examples of people and throw books at people.
Right. No, I can definitely see that. I just I'm not opposed to prosecuting him and him getting arrested for like he was, but I just want to know the backstory, as well. I just do.
Yeah, and I mean there's something there. You're right. I mean, anytime I always say that anytime you meet somebody or see somebody who can't access that filter, be it verbally or or actions, whatever it is, you can't turn that switch off. Something's there. So I don't know. Hopefully he, whoever's overseeing him or is in charge of him or the adults in his life, gets him whatever help he needs, because it's something there.
Yep, and it might get a lot worse.
Absolutely.
With him snapping. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man. So we'll see. I'm sure it'll come back up at some point. And so next, like I ask every week, really quickly, Al, what do you know after week 13 in the NFL?
I'm only going to talk about one subject today. Usually I kind of talk about two or three. There's only one subject that I want to talk about, and that's the Jets. So, in our picks this week, I picked the Jets.
Yeah.
Beating the Raiders. And at some point on Sunday, with like a minute left in the fourth quarter,
he's feeling good.
I'm looking like, I can't believe I actually called this. And I got a few friends who are Raider fans. In my mind, thinking of what the text is going to read, and I actually started one.
Shout out, Mel.
Ready to hit send. Shout out, Mel. Ready to hit send. And they're moving down the field. And the play before the last play the Raiders did, I'm sitting here, and they almost scored on a fake out corner route. Dude bust the post. Carr overthrows it. I jump out my seat like, are you kidding me? I can't believe y'all almost lost this game. Yeah. I'm standing up. They call the next play. I'm looking at the TV, and I'm like, something's wrong. There's way too many people close to the line of scrimmage. Whoa. What do y'all do? I'm literally talking to the screen. What are y'all doing? What's going on? Hold on. Wait a minute. This not. And he says, hike. I'm like, whoa. What are y'all doing? Stop. Hold on. Dude steps up.
They sent the kitchen sink.
Sends everybody. 0 blitz. So, okay. The best thing the Jets did this weekend was fire the guy on Monday, Greg Williams. The only thing that would have been better is if they just notified him before he got to the locker room. That would have been preferred because, honestly, to me, the decision should have been made right then and there. They've just been like, yo, that guy right there, remove his credentials, let him know he's no longer – he can look, give him money for a bus ticket, whatever he needs to get home, but he cannot rock with us no more. It is, like, on so many levels – really, really bad. So not only like, you got 1 or 2 plays left, so why aren't you just protecting the end zone? But when you look at the matchups, the Jets due to injuries and letting some folks go, they really had one of the fastest players in the NFL being guarded by our 4th, 5th best cornerback with no help. That matchup alone should have said, you know what? We need to call a better defense. In normal circumstances, if I would have had some really, really, really good cornerbacks out there, I would blitz right here. I would still disagree, but still, I can understand that that's your tendency. In this situation, knowing who you got, dude, this is not a good call. And so what I know is that without a doubt, one, that was one of the worst calls I've ever seen by any coach on any level in my life. 2, as a Jet fan, we are in top 5 in terms of heartbreaks for a fan, because even though we had no shot of doing anything this year besides at this point getting the number 1 draft pick, and I'm okay with that because the more and more I watch Trevor, I'm thinking, yeah, this guy, I could see him in a Jets jersey and it would be a good day, right? I would be happy to see this guy in the Jets jersey, but not like this. And I think as most Jets fans, you want the number 1 pick, but you don't want to go winless. So here's a real opportunity to win a game, and they just threw it away. And I literally thought that it was a intentional act of tanking. In the moment, I'm thinking, wow, I've never seen a team so blatantly just tank. Like, that was my takeaway. That's what I knew at that moment. Like, I just literally witnessed a team. Like, you could have pulled the people off the field and would have been almost as blatant as that. Like, wow, I can't believe they did that. But the fact that they fired him the next day at least suggests that it wasn't an organizational decision to tank. That this guy went a little rogue and people realized that he was just not deserving to be a defensive coordinator in NFL. And honestly, listening to people talk over the last few days, they said he's done this before.
Oh, yeah.
That
Greg
this
Williams
is how he
always, he's
which then says whoever hired his ass, you need to be checked.
All right.
Because obviously you haven't done thorough enough research. Because to me, when you see that call made, nah, you don't hire that guy no more. Like it's just ridiculous call.
Well, you know he's the one from the Saints that was fired because of the bounty gate.
Yep.
Yeah.
And okay, like now that can get into your values of, and again, I agree, like that should be enough to say, you know what, I don't want that dude in my franchise.
Well, really,
But
I'm
based on
saying
how-
that because of like that's another example of him doing things his own way, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right. I hear you. Yeah, just how totally disgusted. And again, by the time they fired him, I had got over it with the recognition that you could just have Trevor Lawrence as your quarterback next year for the Jets. So, okay,
Right.
that was some nice thing to think about as the season kind of it's just ridiculous. And I mean, just totally disgusted. Just totally disgusted.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We'll talk some more about the Jets on our listener question in a little bit. But Pooh, for now, Pooh, what do you know after Week 13 in the NFL?
Oh man, I just want to two things, man. I just want to say, and that's why they play the game. I'm not gonna hit on y'all too hard, because it's y'all, But of course, I got a lot of Steelers, fans as homeboys, and they had already wrote it off. And even my next door neighbor, yeah, we playing with them. I was leaving out like we playing with them. They just scored 17-10, but we got the ball and we about to shove it right down their throat. And I was like, all right, I was on my way to pick up Carter. Next thing I know, the wheels were falling off. It was 24 seconds, and the Skins were still winning. But and that's why they play the game. But man, the Bears, man, Mitchell Trubisky, Matt Nagy, like just get them all out of there.
I guess this is the part where you say, why do they play the game?
Hey, so he missed that. Okay, this guy, we're up, right? We're up 10. They score. We're up 3. Okay, it's a minute left. Minute and maybe 26 seconds. We have the ball on our 10. First down. We're passing. Dude, we're passing. A minute, 26 seconds left. No, second down. We're passing. Strip sack. Mitchell Trubisky fumbles. The Lions have the ball on like our 8. First and goal to go. To win the game. Needless to say, Adrian Peterson punches it in to be the bear killer that he has, prone to be over his entire career. And we lose, but I'm happy because there's no need for us to win another game. Just, increase our draft pick. Just increase our draft stats. So I don't foresee us winning any other game. We're done. I suspect us being in the top 7. I just need everybody else to keep winning, and the Bears keep losing. That's what I know. I know Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace, this would be their last hurrah. Gotta be.
They gotta go.
Got it.
Got it.
All right. Yeah, man. What do I know? I know. There's a few things that I know all stemming from the Steelers' loss yesterday, right? First and foremost, like the first thing that stood out to me was, oh my God, we like going into this game. I told my son, who's 11, I told him like if we're gonna lose a game, which I don't think we're going undefeated, I don't want to go undefeated because I'd rather have a loss before we get into the playoffs. So if we're gonna lose a game, this is the game I want to lose because it's an out of conference game. It'll still keep us ahead of the Chiefs, but it's embarrassing enough to lose to the football team that it'll pull this team back down to earth because they've been playing really bad football lately and getting away with it and winning games.
Yeah.
And you can
For like a month.
Right. And you can excuse a lot of shit away when you're winning. So this is the perfect game to lose. So I wasn't upset about the loss. I was hoping you don't watch the game hoping you lose, but if we're going to lose, I ain't going to be upset about this one. Secondly, it hit me that within this, outside of everything I just said about not minding losing this game, we got screwed. And the reason I say we got screwed is because there's no way you schedule an NFL team to play 3 games in 12 days. That's not, you just don't do that. Especially when the team that caused this whole COVID mess, you keep giving excuses and pushing out their games and finding ways to extend their weeks and getting players back and finding a way to get them ready to play. And the teams that they're playing, you screwing over. So the NFL has to do a better job, like we talked about last week with this COVID mess, because there's no consistency there. If you make one team play without 3 quarterbacks and make them play with a practice squad wide receiver, you don't keep pushing out games for another team because they're missing players. It just doesn't equate. And then with that, another reason why the Steelers have been kind of, I ain't even gonna say they've been getting spoiled and full of themselves. I'm sure that might be a part of it. But again, they haven't had a bye week all year. Not a real bye week. And you're playing 3 games in 12 days. Yeah, these guys are not robots. Eventually, it's going to catch up with their bodies. Then from that, what I noticed was, Pooh, how dare you say this is why we play the game? This is why I said to everybody, really? We're 11-1, and you go take a shot at us? Come on, man. So, I didn't say anything to you while you was taking this preposterous shot at us, man. What I'm saying is, how dare you or anybody else really look at our record and take a shot and say, ha ha, really? I saw your team play earlier this week. What can you possibly say? Right? But with that also, it dawned on me that we have the most spoiled fans in the NFL. Steelers fans are the most spoiled bunch, and probably in sports, because now they're nitpicking. So they're just as bad as people taking shots at the one loss. But it's it's the whole this Tomlin's fault. They need to start benching play. It's ridiculous, man. But I've known that. But it's times like this where it kind of gets amplified, and I'm a bit of. I'm guilty of it myself at times, but God, we are a spoiled bunch. So those are some things that kind of all arise from that one loss, and I'm good with it. These are the things that brings teams back down to earth, and makes you focus on the little things again, because again, winning kind of covers up a lot of your warts. So this brings this team back down to earth, especially with the youth. And in key positions, I'm about celebrating Super Bowls, not setting records. So I'm with it.
So I agree. Y'all have been playing average ball for the last month or so, and I'll give you credit because. You're not one of them Steeler fans who, after they lost, somehow feel like it's a good idea to lose. Mm-hmm. You said this at least once. I know I've heard you say it before, that it would be a good idea for them to lose at some point, not go undefeated. So I'll give you that. And I think it's funny. I think y'all are kind of spoiled. Y'all kind of remind me of Patriot fans like that. Mm-hmm. Y'all have had such success over the last, I don't know, man, it's been 20 years. I don't know how long it's been, but y'all been a nice little run right here. Because Roethlisberger's whole career has pretty much been successful, and he was a pretty quick find after Neil O'Donnell. Like, y'all didn't have a real. I mean, you had Cordell and stuff like that, but y'all been pretty good with quarterbacks. That helped. So I'll give you that. It feels good to be hated. You got to say that because that just shows that y'all have had such success. That there's enough folk out there who hating on y'all. Trust me. As a Cowboy fan, I know what that's like. We've been doing this for decades now. They've been hating on the brother, so it's all brush them off your shoulders. It's all good.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I don't spend too much time on it, but it's still rings true that
Yeah, I need
it's
a running back
ridiculous.
though. Yeah, I need a running game.
Well, again, James Conner's out. I wish they'd have pushed our game out for a week, waiting on our best players to back. But hey, there's no consistency in the NFL front office. But yeah, you're right. We do need a running game.
There has to be some type of standard because I feel kind of salty that the Cowboys are playing Lamar Jackson, who for all I know might be infected.
Exactly.
I mean, they rushing him back. He seemed kind of fast, as far as I'm concerned.
And
honestly,
they know. Go ahead.
I was gonna say honestly, to your point, I would love to see what the standards are for deciding when they push games back and when they don't, because I would have much rather played the Ravens this weekend.
Right. Yeah, because they brought him back because he was eligible to come back after quarantining for 2 weeks. So they pushed the game out to coincide with that time. But
that ain't right.
Already identified and punished and fined the Ravens coach, who's responsible for this whole mess. So it ain't like they got it from some dude at IHOP. They got it from a dude in their own organization. That's their fault. Why are you looking out for them? I don't get it. Your strength and conditioning coach.
I would much rather play RG3.
Right. You're right. So I don't get it, man. But too much time on this. I'm talking about the Ravens. I hate them. So really quickly, names only, no explanation. I'm going to go through. We didn't do our half-season award, so we're 3/4 of the way through the season. So I just want to get you guys an idea of who you have for your award so far. So, Pooh, up first, name only. MVP.
I think I'm going to be the oddball. I'm going to say Josh Allen.
Okay. Ooh. All right. I thought you were about to say that short quarterback from Arizona. Al, MVP.
Mahomes.
Okay. Offensive player of the year, Pooh.
Offensive player of the year. That's a good one. Tyreek Hill. No. Dalvin Cook.
Okay. Al, you offensive player of the year.
I'm gonna go running back too. Derrick Henry.
Another good one. All right. Defensive player of the year, Pooh.
Defensive player of the year. I'm gonna go with. Oh man, defensive player of the year.
You act like you forgot T.J. Watt's name or something, but go okay. We'll keep think on.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go Myles Garrett, man. Yeah.
Anything it takes, huh? You don't win defensive player of the year when you miss 2 games for suspension, but okay. Al, defensive player of the year.
No, you got Miss COVID, right?
If anyway, you miss 2 games, you don't win defensive player of the year. I'm just telling you.
I'm going with T.J. Watt.
Aaron Donald.
At least give me the sensible name. I was like, come on, man. That's about bad as Stephon Gilmore. Offensive rookie of the year, Pooh.
Offensive rookie of the year, I'm gonna go with what the kid name? Is it what's his name? Is it Gilbert?
Gabbert?
No.
For who?
The kid from Oregon.
Oh, for the
for the Chargers, Herbert. Yeah.
Yeah, Herbert.
Okay. All right. Al, offensive rookie of the year.
Justin Jefferson.
Another good one. All right. Defensive rookie of the year, Pooh.
Man, this right here was hard on me, man. I really couldn't. For some reason, I went blank on defensive rookies. I'm trying to think. Let me circle back to defensive rookie, Jay.
Al, who you got defensive rookie of the year?
Chase
I'm sorry, Chase Young. Okay.
Chase Young. I think he's a beast.
Yeah, Jay Sean's a good one. Pooh, you think anybody?
Oh man, not yet. Not yet.
All right. Coach of the year, Pooh.
I'm gonna go with the kid that money hates.
Ron Rivera.
Not from the Giants.
No.
The other one. Is it McDermott for the
For
Bills?
the Bills. Yeah, McDermott.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Al, Coach of the year.
I'm gonna go with Tomlin.
Okay. Yeah, again, Pooh. Anything, huh? Okay.
No, because this, hey, like you say, you guys are spoiled. Like you expect it out of Tomlin. I mean, that don't make you right though. But you know,
So Jordan should have never won MVP. I get it. Okay.
no, but
I get it. Anything
that's the
but-
rationale what they said about Mike. Well, he can't win it every year. You know.
Tomlin's never won Coach of the year.
Oh, he's never won it?
Never.
Get out of here.
No, never.
Well, I'll recant that. I'll go Mike.
Just hating on her brother for no
Right.
reason.
For any reason. It's because I'm on the, if Yosh was hosting this call, he'd be all over Mike Tomlin. But it's okay. Oh man. Yeah, Yosh. It's all Mike Tomlin's, man. Comeback player of the year. Pooh.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh shit. Al, comeback player of the year.
I had Big Ben too.
Oh wow. I just knew you was about to say Alex Smith. But either one of those are
I
deserved.
like Alex. Though.
Alex
He played
ain't
enough
bad.
games. Yeah, he ain't played enough
Right.
games.
Right. Or
That's a real good choice.
Yeah.
He's playing well.
he is. And shout out to Cam Newton too, even though he probably won't get the votes. But shout out to Cam.
Right. And I do want to say I probably would have went Broadway Joe Burrow if he didn't go down, even though Herbert was putting up massive numbers.
Oh, for
I just
rookie?
think-
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, Joe Burrow.
Yeah. That was
Yeah, I
good.
like him too.
Did you ever think of a defensive rookie, Pooh? Or you just want you want to stay? You want to go with Al and Chase Young?
I don't want to go with Chase. Missed like 3 on me, 2-3 games on me. I can't think of man. I'm gonna go with man. I'll go with Patrick Queen, man.
Not a bad one. That's what I was going
Nice.
to say.
I like him.
As much
I like
as I
him
hate to say it, Patrick Quinn ain't a bad one.
And I like the safety down in Tampa Bay too. I think he's special.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Winfield?
Winfield? Yeah.
Yeah. No.
He's not
Winfield
bad.
solid.
The safety in New England is not bad either. Is it? I get them mixed up. One is Jeremy Chin. I don't know if he's in New England. I think he's in
Chin
Carolina.
is in Carolina.
Yeah, he's
Eric
good.
Chen's in Carolina.
And then there's another one in another big safety in New England. Forgot his name.
Yeah. I remember when he was drafted, I think he was like a cornerback or something. Like he
Yes, and return
that was
man,
some
all
real-
kind of stuff.
Yeah. That was good drafting. I remember him being selected.
All right.
You know what? I'm gonna change from Queen. I am gonna go with Chen. Jay, thanks.
Okay. Yeah, Chin's a good
Chen's,
one.
Chen's
Yeah,
a
he's
monster.
making plays.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Okay.
And I like Jalen. I like Jalen from Moss too, though.
Yeah.
He-
Yeah, I like
Jalen.
him.
Oh yeah, he's real solid.
Yeah.
I like him too.
All
The Akuda with the Lions, I haven't seen enough of him.
right. Yeah.
That was the guy who made the strip sack to beat us.
Yeah, Jeffrey Okuda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about the corner? The corner.
Mm-hmm.
They
Oh, you
got
talking
another
about? Yeah, you talking about
Okuda
the
online.
other? Yeah, the. Nah, I forgot it. Emmanuel something. I forgot his name. But yeah. So a lot of good talent out there in the rookie class. But we're gonna make a shift to the NBA really quickly. Really quick conversation because I heard somebody talking about, now that James Harden's number 2 in Houston is John Wall, and for those of us who've been living under rocks, Russell Westbrook was traded from the Houston Rockets to the Washington Wizards for John Wall, and somebody was saying that James Harden should do everything he can to get out of Houston now because his championship window is closed because he'll never win a ring with John Wall if he couldn't do it with Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook and Dwight Howard and all these other names that he's had there. If he's trying to do it with John Wall, his chances are shot. Y'all agree with that? Pooh, you first.
I totally agree. That's all I have to say on it.
Al, what do you think?
I agree too.
Okay. So I'll dig a deeper level and say this and ask this. So, of all players in the NBA, it's pretty well known, and this includes LeBron, that James Harden probably has as much say over roster changes and trades, especially like when it's involving higher level players, than any other player in the NBA. They run everything by James Harden. Should he at least stick this out and try it first before he demands this trade if they've given him everything else that he's always wanted? Either one of y'all. It don't matter.
Get out of there.
Get out?
Yeah, man. Get out, man. The way the roster's constructed, I don't see them getting past. I don't see them getting past anyone, man.
Al, you still say the same? Get out?
I mean, honestly, I think the opportunity to play with Durant and Kyrie at this age or some greater talent, I mean, I think if you have the ability to do that, I definitely think it should be, you should move in that direction. I mean, that ain't a bad option. But I think that is something to be said. Like, that he's a great enough player that if he could ever fully mesh to where the other player is playing consistently at a high level like he is, I would love to see that. I don't think he's gelled consistently or the player's been hurt. There's been different reasons why you haven't seen it, but I don't think you have seen somebody play at an elite level with him consistently for a season or two. I would love to see that happen. John Wall could be that dude if he's healthy, but
Yeah.
I would rather see him with Embiid and over there, because I'm pretty sure if they send him with Embiid, they got to send Simmons back.
Yeah, Simmons got to be.
I would hope
trade.
so.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Yeah, so I would love to see him with Embiid and what the other kid named not Covington? What's the guy from LA?
One like J. Cole. I forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tobias.
Tobias Harris. Yeah.
Tobias. So
That's not a bad threesome.
no, that's not. And then they got some more fillers too. They got some more fillers. They just didn't have any shooting. They were good defense, and they didn't have any shooting. So, I mean, I think that'll be solid, especially in the East. I think it'll be solid in the East.
I mean, if you're Houston, you left back with Ben Simmons and John Wall. That ain't bad.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
Yeah,
either.
that ain't bad.
They
Nah,
just
that
signed
ain't
some
bad.
young talent. Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
I mean, and then it comes John Wall's team. Because I think part of it, because Harden is a very ball dominant player, it's hard for him to really gel with another ball dominant
Right.
Yeah.
player.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Right. And which is what he's been getting, which is what he's been asking for. But that's always been his, like Chris Paul's ball dominant. Russell Westbrook's ball dominant. While they didn't know it at the time, they thought they were getting a young, a better Carmelo. Carmelo's ball dominant. So,
Right.
and so is John Wall. So, but damn, if he goes to Houston, if you got Durant and Kyrie, I'll be damned if those two ain't both ball dominant.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
So I mean, at least with Embiid, he's not a ball dominant player, but he demands the ball in the post.
Right.
So that could at least give you a chance to kind of work some pick and rolls and stuff like that. But Harden's just he's that kind of player where, kind of like LeBron, is you kind of have to build your roster and I'm just saying strictly from the fact that they're so ball dominant and you have to build the type of offense you're going to run around their skill set.
Right.
The only difference is, LeBron is ball dominant, but he has more of a facilitator mentality, as opposed to Harden, who's that ball dominant and he looks to score most of the time. That's his first option. And so if you have another guy who's looking to score or is looking to get an abundance of shots, it ain't enough, usually not enough balls to go around.
Right.
So I don't know. It's going to be difficult. I'm with y'all. I agree that he ain't got no shot in the West with that roster the way it's constructed. So I'm with y'all. If you can get to Philly or get to Brooklyn, get to the East, and at least try to make it out of there. I think you got a better shot. But I still think, at least if things hold to what we know now and outside of any major injuries, I think Miami's still the cream of the crop in the East, especially when the playoff time comes.
Houston with DeMarcus Cousins, a healthy DeMarcus Cousins that could stay healthy DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed.
Not in terms of him being a 1-2 option, but a 3 or 4 option. That's not bad. I think he could give you solid big man minutes, which I think, regardless of who stays in Houston, I think that's been a big problem with their attack. On the offense and defensive side, I just think, in basketball, you need some height.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, like we say about anything we don't know yet, we shall see. But so Alex, I said earlier that we would talk about the Jets a little bit in our listener question. And so we're going to circle back to the Jets. So Lawrence from Augusta, Georgia wants to know, would Bill Cowher be a good hire for the Jets? And this is assuming that Adam Gase is out of the door, which we're pretty sure he will be. Would Bill Cowher be a good hire for the Jets? Figured it'd be a good idea to ask a Jets fan and a Steelers fan on this. Oh, and you too, Pooh. Laugh out loud. That's what he said.
I love the question.
Yes.
I would say yes. I've always liked Cowher, his approach. As a coach, and then listening to him also on TV. I like the way he sees the football game and building teams. I think a veteran coach with a young team, trying with that lacks leadership. We got rid of the leaders in our locker room, so I think having a coach to bring some of that leadership in might be good. So I've always liked it. I think it would be a good hire. I also wouldn't mind seeing an innovative. But I seem like we had that in Gase, but he didn't really prove to be that innovative. Maybe.
Right.
But I wouldn't mind Eric Bieniemy that's with the Chiefs right now either. He's going to be a hot name, so I throw his name out there. I wouldn't mind him as a Jet coach.
Okay. Yeah, man, this is tough for me because I love Bill Cowher, but I say no. If this were 10 years ago, maybe, definitely. But 2 reasons. One, obviously, the game has evolved so much in the last 15 years since Bill Cowher last coached, that unless he's willing to just come in and be a head coach only and let his coordinators do what they were hired to do and just don't touch anything else, you just there to facilitate and motivate, I'll be with that. But I think the game has kind of passed him by. Even his motivational style is kind of old school. And then also, unless his batteries are recharged, the Bill Cowher I saw in 2006 was in the shell of himself just a year prior. He kind of accepted things after he finally, it's kind of like he exhaled once he won a Super Bowl and, things started being acceptable to him that were never acceptable before. He kind of laughed things off and, he was able to breathe. And chasing the championship for 15 years will do that to you. If you finally get it, you allow some things to go that you wouldn't let go before. So that's the Bill Cowher I saw in 2006 after he won a Super Bowl finally. So unless he's recharged and he can be, because we all know these kind of people who are that intense, and they have to be firing on all cylinders or else they're completely ineffective. And so if he can't be that intense as he should be to get the most out of everything around him, he's useless. So I say no, because it's a lot of too many things have to be right. So I say no. Pooh, what say you?
I say no. I definitely said it's passed him by. It's a new day in the NFL, man. I don't think he'd relate much to what's going on now.
Yeah. I can't even think of, outside of Belichick, who was coaching in the NFL when Kyle was still coaching?
Maybe Rob Mellon. He wasn't.
No, head coach. I'm saying head coaches now.
Head coach. Oh,
head coaches now. Who was the head coach when Kyle was there? Belichick and Andy Reid.
Maybe. Do you think maybe Romeo Cromwell? Maybe.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
He can bounce. Maybe him. Right. Yeah, but that's it. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I don't know, but I don't even think he'll get the opportunity.
No.
And apparently his motivation is because his girlfriend, his fiance, is a Jets fan. So
wow. Oh, he's pondering it.
Yeah, they say he's interested. That's what Adam Schefter reported, that he's interested. You know, his girlfriend is his wife died a few years ago, and so his girlfriend is a Jets fan, and of course he works in New York, on the show. So he's right there. So it's always been said that there would be a few teams that would interest him, and the Jets was always one of them. So he's interested. So we'll see.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, y'all ready for some trivia?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we got 3 categories. Let me grab a pen and some note-taking paper so I can get y'all scores down. So we got 3 categories. Who's going to go first? Who won last week?
I don't know, between you and Al.
I won. Yeah, so Al, you lost. We got to go Pooh first.
All
right. So we've got 3 categories. Each category has 4 questions. 3 categories are third fiddle. We're talking about great slot receivers in the NFL. And next category is Taysom Hill figure. White running quarterbacks. And last one is One Eye Shut, sports couples. Right?
Okay.
All right. So we've got 4 questions in each category. There are no double questions. They're all straight up. All right. Pooh, you first.
Let me have not One Eye Shut, not Taysom Hill. Let me get third fiddle.
All right, third fiddle. And, of course, that One Eye Shut is in reference to our other podcast with our wives. But this week is Couples Week, y'all, so didn't know if y'all know. So we started our favorite couples, influential couples on One Eye Shut. So this is why I went with the One Eye Shut. So, but we are you going great third receivers for how many?
Oh, you said 1, 2, 3, or 4? Or
yeah.
Okay, 3.
Yeah. 4, 3. Third fiddle for 3. He was the ultra quick slot receiver and return man for the greatest show on turf.
Azir Hakim.
Azir Hakim, yes. Yes. 3 points for Pooh. Okay. All right, Al?
Let me go Taysom. What is it? Taysom
Hill figure.
Taysom Hill figure for 3.
Taysom Hill figure for 3. He is on the short list of GOATs in the NFL history. He was also drafted by the Yankees. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Steve Young?
John Elway.
I How did I forget about him? Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Let me get slot for 4.
All right. Third fiddle for 4. The original slot receiver. He was Dan Fouts' favorite target in the Air Coryell offense.
Oh wow. Damn.
5,
Fouts.
4, 3.
I don't know it. Who is it?
Charlie Joyner, Hall of Famer. Charlie Joyner. All right. Al, on you.
All right, let me try Taysom for 4. See if I can take the lead.
Taysom Hill figure for 4. Not many know, but he produced 2,176 rushing yards and 36 rushing touchdowns, 4th overall in New England franchise history in his career. Who is he?
Steve Grogan.
Steve Grogan is correct. Good one, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, 4 points for Al. Yeah,
Wow.
many people don't realize how good of a runner Steve Grogan was.
Yeah.
Let me get slot for 2. Or third fiddle for 2.
Third fiddle, slot receivers for 2. This future Hall of Fame receiver saw his career extend after being moved into the slot, starting the trend of big slots in the NFL.
Big slots. Oh, Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitz, 2 points for Pooh. Yes. All right, Al, on you.
Let me try One Eye Shut for 3.
One eye shut for 3. All right, I will give you clues for both people in the couple. You give me both their names. He is one of the most electric and polarizing figures in tennis history, also my favorite player ever. She may be even better than he was. Who are they?
I'll say it again now.
All right. He is one of the most electric and polarizing players in tennis history, also my favorite player of all time. She may be even better than he was. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Is that is it? Oh, he
No, I don't know it.
No,
I don't go.
Oh, is it Agassi and Groff?
Andre Agassi and Steffi Graf, yes.
Oh, wow.
Still married to this day. They have a son and a daughter live in Vegas.
Wow, never knew that. Okay.
All right, on you, Pooh.
Let me go ahead and suck up the last
Third fiddle. All right. Third fiddle. This former Pro Bowler posted 4 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons before the Vikings drafted Randy Moss in 1998. He is also the brother of former All-Pro cornerback Dale Carter.
Chris Carter.
That is incorrect. That's the trick part of the question.
What's this dude's name? His name was Jake Reed. Yes.
Jake Reed was his name.
You agrees me.
He got you, too.
Hey, I fell for a hook line.
Yeah, you did. I was like, somebody going to fall for this. Yes. Jake Reed was a damn good player before y'all.
No, he was.
Yeah.
And so was Dale Carter.
And so was Dale Carter, right?
Yeah.
All right. Third
Wait a
fiddle
minute.
is
Wait
all
a minute.
go.
Jake Reed, Dale Carter brothers?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I had no clue.
Yep.
Uh,
All right. All right. All of the third fiddles are gone. Al, we have Taysom Hill figure for 1 and 2, and sports couples for 1, 2, and 4.
let me try sports couple for 4.
Sports couples for 4. They were one of the original celebrity power couples. They married in 1954, but were divorced by the end of the year. However, the two remained close friends until her death in 1962, and he never remarried. Who are they?
I don't have any clue. You don't have to count. I have no idea.
Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I like this trivia. It's an educational one. People learn shit on day to day. Okay. Pooh, on you.
Let's go. What do we have left?
Taysom Hill figure for 1 and 2, and sports couples, One Eye Shut for 1, 2, 1 and 2.
Let me get Taysom for 2.
Taysom Hill figure for 2. The Mad Scrambler was his nickname. He was a player before his time, and he produced 3,674 rushing yards and 32 touchdowns for the Minnesota Vikings.
For the Minnesota Vikings. Then was that? Could that be? Is that Tarkenton?
Fran Tarkenton is his name. Yes. 2 more for Pooh. All right, Al, on you.
Let me do 2 for One Eye Shut.
2 for One Eye Shut. Her Pops is the greatest, and he was a prolific receiver for Pooh's Bears, who shares a first name with one of our former co-hosts.
Her pops was the greatest. Mm-hmm. And who was he again?
Her Pops was the greatest, and he was a prolific receiver for Pooh's Chicago Bears, who shares a first name with one of our former co-hosts. 5.
Don't know that one either. Go ahead. You don't have to count.
Of course, the daughter of the greatest is Layla Ali.
I figured her.
She's married to former Bears wide receiver Curtis Conway, who shares the same name as Curtis Keon Small.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
This is education.
Mm-hmm. And they're still married to this day as well. All right, we got 1 in Taysom Hill figure and 1 in power couples. In sports couples.
Let me get the 1 for the Taysom.
1 in Hill figure. Before becoming a surgical passer, this lefty from BYU was known for his running ability in the USFL and in Tampa Bay.
That's Steve Young.
That is Steve Young. All right. And with the game out of reach for shits and giggles, Al, One Eye Shut couples for 1. She is one of the best female ballers of all time. He is a draft bust for the Atlanta Hawks.
She would be Candace Parker.
Mm-hmm.
He would be, what was that dude's name? I don't remember the husband's name, though.
Sheldon Williams.
Sheldon Williams.
Sheldon Williams is correct. Yeah, so, Pooh, you win. Final score is 8-4. Pooh won. Pooh, you doubled Al up. What you got for me, sir? What's your parting shot?
Hey, sounds good, man. I'm back where I'm supposed to be,
back
man.
on top.
Hey,
that's why they play the game.
Right. Hey, yeah, I can't believe you went at me like that, man. All I was saying was, no one took, even though y'all played mad games in short span of days, but no one selected the Washington football team to win. That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
That's all.
No one should have, though. Like, who would have?
But that's what I'm saying. That's why they play the game. But I mean,
they play the game. All. They don't play them on paper. They play them inside your television.
I mean, that's all I'm saying. Okay, but
how dare you?
I did. Yeah, you went off. But all I want to say is, bro, protect yourself. Numbers are tripling and quadrupling. They're getting completely out of hand, and they're not even. And they're stating that the COVID numbers for the Thanksgiving holidays hadn't even hit yet.
Right.
You know, they're expecting that, another 2.5 weeks, like right before Christmas, before we actually get those numbers. So, man, continue to protect yourselves and do the right thing.
No doubt. Absolutely. We can't say that enough. Protect yourselves, protect everybody else around you. Al, what's your parting shot? What you got for me?
Good show, fellas. Good trivia. Congratulations, Pooh. I agree with all that Pooh said. And the only thing I would add, health related, is end of the year, good time, or beginning of next year, good time to go get a health screening, checkup. Just a reminder that, as much as we can, we need to go to the doctor, get examined, because in so many things, early detection and information can make a difference. So Having, went to the doctor last week for a physical, it's just on top of mind, top of spirit, just to remind others to, go get checked out.
No doubt. Absolutely. Again, can't say it enough. Take care of yourself. Before you can take care of anybody else, you gotta take care of you. Oh man. So just I know, that we'll probably address it tomorrow, but we never get as much time to talk about stuff as we do when our wives are around. So again, y'all definitely check out this series of influential couples we got coming out for the One Eye Shut show. Started the day with my sister and my brother-in-law. Each of us will be putting couples up and nominating couples every week. So my first one was my sister Tanya and my brother-in-law Wayne, one of my favorite couples in the world. So those are our first ones. So you'll see all of our influential couples and get a blurb from each of us on the One Eye Shut show why we look up to these couples so much. So definitely be looking out for that series. It's going to be dope. That's all I got, man. Again, y'all, this has been episode 182 of the Defy Life podcast. Thank y'all for listening. We'll talk to y'all next week. Until then, Defy Life.
Defy life.
Defy life.
We're told that greatness is exceptional, when it should be expected. You choose every day to live your life intentionally, without apology for how bright your light may shine. So go be great. Go be brilliant. Go be you. Go defy life. The Defy Life movement is one that speaks to each of us in its own way. Defy Life Gear speaks to us all by reminding us that one size does not fit all. Visit defylifegear.com to get fitted for greatness.